Capricorn, your name has been mentioned in heaven. Someone is interceding for you. In what way? Capricorn, have you felt it? That strange pull in your chest? As if someone, or something, beyond this world is calling your name. A powerful truth is rising. And it has your name written in the stars. At this very moment, a cosmic veil is lifting. And behind it, someone is interceding for you, not a person, but a force, older than time, watching your every silent battle, your unspoken prayers, your quiet strength. This isn't a coincidence. This is a divine reckoning. For too long, you've walked with your head down, carrying the burdens no one sees. But something is shifting, and it's not coming from Earth, it's coming from the sky. A sacred alignment is forming. Saturn, your ruler, has entered a rare communion with Venus and Jupiter. This isn't just astrology, it's a cosmic message. The universe is conspiring on your behalf. But are you ready to receive it? I'm Elizabeth, a lifelong astrologer, psychologist, and storyteller of the soul. And today, I'm not just reading signs. I'm translating a sacred message written across the heavens for you. Capricorn, in this video, we'll decode the divine intercession that is already unfolding in your life, how it's revealing your deeper purpose, healing old karmic wounds, and unlocking a destiny that's been waiting patiently behind invisible doors. If you're new here, welcome to this sacred space. Subscribe if your soul resonates. And let me know in the comments, have you felt unseen forces moving through your life recently? Stay with me until the end. What I'm about to share may realign everything you thought you knew about your purpose. Because when heaven whispers your name, it's time to rise. Chapter 1. The Name in the Sky, What Heaven Sees in Capricorn. Capricorn, the universe does not speak in noise. It speaks in patterns, in silence, in moments that feel too meaningful to ignore. And right now, one of those moments is happening, for you. Somewhere far beyond the veil of stars, your name has been spoken in the sacred halls of divine consciousness. Not shouted, whispered, reverently, as if invoking a legacy. Not because you've cried out, but because of the quiet power with which you endure. You see, while others look for signs in the fire and thunder, Capricorn finds truth in stillness, in discipline, in devotion, in the climb, and it is precisely that devotion that has been noticed. This is not about flattery. It's about energetic resonance. In astrology, Saturn is your ruler, the planet of responsibility, karma, and structure, the teacher of time, and lately, Saturn has been standing watch from a higher plane, aligned with celestial bodies in ways unseen for years. What this means is simple, but profound. Your spiritual ledger is being reviewed. And what's being found is worthy of reward. Not the kind of reward the world usually offers, not applause, not validation, not immediate wealth, but alignment, purpose, and above all, divine protection. Let me ask you something. Have you recently felt like you were being redirected? As if something you once pursued suddenly fell away, only to be replaced by something quieter, yet more aligned? These aren't coincidences. They are cosmic edits, invisible hands reworking the blueprint of your life. Capricorn, your nature is to build. But what if the next structure you're meant to raise is not made of stone and plans, but of trust? Trust in what is unseen. Trust in what is ancient. Trust in what has already seen your soul before you even knew how to speak your name. Some say divine intercession is dramatic, a lightning bolt, a miracle, but for you, it's subtler. It comes in a dream. In the perfect sentence someone speaks without knowing why. In the weight that suddenly lifts, even though the burden remains. This is how heaven moves when it moves through Capricorn. You have been steady when the world was shaking. You have honored responsibilities no one else would take. And now, the universe responds not with noise, but with precision. A spiritual force has been assigned to walk beside you, not as a savior, but as a mirror, a reflection of the divine strength you've always carried. What you build next will not be built alone. You are not being asked to surrender your power, only to realize it has never been yours alone. It was always shared, anchored in something higher, something holy, and now, that connection is being activated. Capricorn, do not underestimate the quiet shifts you feel. A job ending, a friend returning, a strange new idea emerging with urgency. These are not random. They are coded messages from the cosmos, telling you, you are not forgotten. You are not alone. And your name has been spoken where light begins. So pause, breathe, and listen. Because when the heavens mention your name, the earth listens too. Chapter 2. The Sacred Reward, Why You Were Chosen. Capricorn, let's speak plainly now. You weren't chosen because you are perfect. You were chosen because you are faithful to your path, to your purpose, and to a truth most people are too afraid to face, that growth often comes through pain. That evolution is forged in the quiet fire of responsibility. This is what heaven sees in you. While others have run from discomfort, you have sat with it. While many abandon their principles for the sake of speed, you have moved slowly, steadily, building your life brick by sacred brick, even when no one watched. And it is precisely this invisible effort, this unseen sacrifice, that has summoned the intervention now rising around you. Astrologically, we are witnessing a powerful karmic clearing. Saturn, your ruler, is forming a rare, harmonious angle with Neptune, the planet of divine compassion and spiritual depth. In simpler terms, the architect of karma is shaking hands with the keeper of dreams. And that handshake is happening inside your chart. Capricorn, this isn't just about blessings falling from the sky. This is about old contracts being honored. Promises made by your soul before birth now being fulfilled. You are entering a window of spiritual reciprocity, where what you've silently given returns. Multiplied in a form you may not expect, but deeply need. But I must offer you this warning. Divine reward does not always look the way the ego expects. Sometimes it arrives as the end of something you've clung to, a collapse, a goodbye, not as a punishment, but as an opening, clearing space for what was always meant to enter. So if you've recently lost something, a role, a relationship, an identity, pause before grieving. Ask yourself, what if this is the reward? What if the very thing you feared losing was what stood in the way of your next level? Capricorn, your wisdom lies in knowing when to hold and when to release. The reward you are receiving now is a mirror of your courage to let go. To trust that your silent prayers were not ignored, that the work you've done in the dark is about to blossom in the light. This sacred reward may appear in 3 forms. A person re-entering your life, this time with clarity and truth. A door reopening, one that was once shut so harshly you stopped knocking. Or a calling rising from deep within, a path you had once buried under duty, now resurrected with fire and clarity. But more than any external blessing, Capricorn, the greatest reward is internal peace. A quiet knowing that you are no longer chasing your purpose, it's already within you. And now, it's beginning to rise. You may begin to notice signs, repeating numbers, vivid dreams, sudden memories from childhood, strange coincidences that make your heart beat faster. These are not glitches. These are confirmations. The divine is whispering, not shouting, because you, Capricorn, do not need the noise to believe. You only need alignment. And that, finally, is what is arriving. This chapter in your life is not about climbing higher. It's about standing taller, rooted in the truth that what is for you will not pass you, because heaven has seen your quiet work, and it is responding, not with applause, but with presence. You were chosen not because you sought power, but because you embodied it. Silently, when it mattered most. Chapter 3. The Portal of 33 Days, When the Divine Walks with You. Capricorn, we are now entering sacred terrain. For the next 33 days, the heavens open a rare energetic portal, one that only appears for souls who have reached a level of spiritual maturity, resilience, and readiness. And you, quietly and without need for recognition, have reached it. This isn't superstition. It's encoded in the sky. Right now, a rare trine is forming between Saturn, your karmic ruler, and Venus, the planet of grace and magnetism, while Pluto, the lord of transformation, watches closely from your sign's very edge. These cosmic players are weaving a gateway, one that allows divine guidance to walk beside you in real time. Capricorn, you are not merely receiving a blessing. You are being escorted by divine intelligence. During these 33 days, your intuition will heighten. Your body will begin to respond to subtle shifts in energy. You'll sense when someone is lying before they speak, You'll feel drawn to new places, new ideas, new people, none of it accidental. And most of all, 3 key areas of your life will be touched. 1. Relationships realigned. Some people will drift. Don't chase them. They were part of the old frequency. Others will arrive, almost out of nowhere, with words, insights, or warmth that feel like home. They are messengers, vessels for the divine, carrying pieces of your next puzzle. Someone may even appear as a soulmate, not necessarily romantic, but deeply significant. You'll know them by the calm they bring, not the chaos. 2. Decisions crystallized. Where you once hesitated, you'll feel clarity. Paths you questioned will now light up. The fog of indecision, a heavy cloak that Capricorn often wears too long, will begin to dissolve. It's not that life becomes easy. It becomes obvious. This is spiritual discernment. It's what happens when the divine stops whispering and starts walking beside you. 3. Abundance recalibrated. Capricorn, your relationship with prosperity is sacred. But for too long, it's been tainted by duty, scarcity, or inherited beliefs that say you must suffer to deserve. That's ending. In this window, financial flow may shift, but not always in the form of money. Time may open, support may arrive, a blocked channel may suddenly burst forth. Trust the flow, don't grasp, let the energy move. Remember, this is not a time to hoard. It's a time to align. You may experience physical symptoms, fatigue, tingling, sleep disruptions, as your body adjusts to the frequency. Be gentle, drink water, walk barefoot on the earth. Your body is becoming a vessel for something divine. And here's the deeper truth. This 33-day portal is not a gift. It is a mirror, a response, a divine echo to the frequency you've been sending out for years. It's not coming to you. It's coming from you, Capricorn. The mountain you've been climbing, you built it. And now, a summit is near, but not the summit the world sees, the one within. Where stillness meets strength, where destiny meets surrender. This portal is not just a passage. It's a coronation. And you, quiet, steadfast, unshakable, are being crowned not with gold, but with truth. So walk gently these next 33 days. But walk with your head high. Because the divine walks beside you now. And every step echoes across realms you've only begun to sense. Chapter 4. You were never alone, the return of inner power. Capricorn, I want you to pause and remember something. You never stopped. You never folded. Even when life grew too loud, too cruel, too chaotic, you stayed. And now, the silence you once feared is returning to you. Not as absence, but as presence. This is the truth. You were never alone. There has always been something walking with you, call it an ancestor. A guardian, a piece of your higher self that remained behind the veil. Watching, waiting, whispering in your dreams. You felt it in moments when your chest grew tight without reason, in the uncanny way a stranger's words echoed your thoughts, in the stillness before dawn that felt almost holy. And though the world moved on without noticing, something ancient inside you recognized it. I am being guided. Capricorn, the divine is subtle, but it is precise, and it chooses whom it can trust. It chooses the ones who do not demand miracles but become them, brick by brick. Moment by moment. That's you. But here is what has shifted. This guidance is no longer quiet. It is stepping forward, taking form, and asking you now, will you let it in? Because power is returning to you, not the kind others give, but the kind that rises when you remember who you've always been. There is a soft unraveling happening in your emotional body now. Old fears, born from isolation, are beginning to loosen. Doubts that wrapped around your self-worth like ivy are withering. And in their place, something ancient awakens, inner authority. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about reclaiming what was never truly lost. You may begin to feel waves of knowing, deep, sudden instincts that bypass logic. Trust them. You may feel like you're shedding a version of yourself that once served you, but now cages you. Release it, because what's coming in is too big to be contained by the past. This return of inner power doesn't always shout. It may look like saying no without guilt, resting without explanation, speaking your truth without trembling, walking away from, almost, dreams to make room for the real one. And with each choice aligned with your truth, your energy shifts. You begin to walk differently. Speak differently. Others will notice, though they may not understand. You are not obligated to explain a frequency they have not yet earned. Capricorn, your power is not in what you control. It is in what you remember. And now, memory is returning, not of events, but of essence. You were never meant to survive this world by force. You were meant to anchor the divine into it. To be a mountain, not just strong, but still, not just still, but sacred. This is not the end of a healing chapter. It's the beginning of your holy embodiment. So when you next feel that invisible warmth near your shoulder, that quiet surge of knowing in your gut, do not dismiss it. That is not imagination. That is what has always walked beside you, waiting for you to remember. Capricorn, you are not becoming powerful. You are finally allowing it. Chapter 5. Sacred Action. What to do with this divine gift. Capricorn, you now stand at the threshold, not just of a new chapter, but a new dimension of being. The whispers have become words. The signs have become doorways. The question is no longer, is it real, but what will you do with it? The divine has interceded on your behalf, not to rescue you, but to realign you with your power, with your peace, and with your deeper calling. Now, the time has come for sacred action. But what does that mean for a Capricorn? Not force, not hustle, not perfection. It means movement that comes from clarity, not fear. It means responding to the quiet instructions that arrive like soft winds through your life, nudging you toward the conversation, the project, the departure, or the beginning you've secretly longed for. Let's speak truth. For years, you've been carrying weight that wasn't yours, trying to hold systems, families, and futures together, believing that if you stopped, everything would fall. But Capricorn, the divine did not intervene so you could return to that life. It intervened so you could rise into a new one. And this rising requires courage, the kind that starts small and ends sacred. So what sacred action looks like now is this. 1. Presence. Begin your mornings in silence. Even just for 5 minutes. Let your intuition speak before the world begins shouting. 2. Gratitude. Before asking for more, honor what's already here. Gratitude tunes your frequency to divine assistance. 3. Forgiveness. This is your energetic key. Not just forgiving others, but forgiving yourself for not seeing sooner, not acting faster, not being enough. You always were. 4. Embodiment. Your body is your portal. Care for it like it houses stardust, because it does. Nourish it, rest it, let it move freely. Your spirit flows through every limb. And most importantly, 5. Trust. In this stage, logic may fail you. That's not a flaw. It's a sign you've entered sacred space. In this space, intuition is the only map. Capricorn, you don't need another plan. You need permission to let go of what no longer honors you and step into what always has. You have nothing left to prove, only truths left to embody. This divine gift is not a lottery. It is a recognition, and what you do with it will ripple beyond your personal life, into your family, your community, your lineage. You are not just healing for yourself. You are healing forward and backward in time. So I ask you now, what legacy will you build? Knowing that the universe walks with you? How will you speak, now that your voice echoes with divine resonance? What will you choose, knowing that unseen hands are clearing your path? This is not about perfection. This is about participation. The divine is here, not as a myth, but as momentum. It is waiting for you to take one sacred step, and then another, and then the path will appear. Conclusion. The soul remembers the way. Capricorn, this is no longer about survival. It's about remembrance. You've crossed a threshold not everyone dares to walk, the space between who you were and who you're becoming. And though the road ahead is still cloaked in mystery, something inside you already knows, you were made for this exact moment in time. Every quiet sacrifice, every invisible act of strength, every tear you cried alone, it wasn't in vain. It was a prayer, and now, those prayers are being answered. You are not simply being guided. You are being anointed to become the bridge between what is broken and what is whole, between what is earthly and what is eternal. The spiritual intercession now surrounding you is not temporary. It is the beginning of a divine alliance that will shape your destiny for years to come. But remember, this isn't a call to wait. It's a call to act, with reverence, with intuition, with trust that the path will rise to meet your feet as you begin walking. If this message stirred something ancient in your heart, if you felt seen, protected, and remembered, then this message was for you. So now, I ask you, Capricorn, what sacred step will you take? Knowing the heavens are watching and walking with you? Leave your story in the comments below. Share your signs, your dreams, the shifts you've felt lately. Your words may be the mirror someone else needs. And if you want to walk this journey together, guided by ancient wisdom and celestial truth, make sure you like, subscribe, and stay close, because this is only the beginning. When the soul remembers its mission, the universe clears the way.